This is quite the cheeky head fake, even sending that Omen smoke back over towards A, anchoring TSM's rotation. They're going to be pushing a full 5v1 push into drone.
Yeah, and trading one for one rather is pretty good as far as TSM's concerned. You gain site control, defend the plant, but it's this crossfire from Nicolas that you really want to be watching. Tork takes out the first. Nicolas tries to peek it, but it's going to be 2 headshots for Tork. Subroza comes in, cleans up one more, but it's not going to be enough for BBG. We're going to fall 1-0.
Finally looking to take a slight advantage at the very least, and there will be no trickery this time.
Absolutely not. In comes rob-wiz going down first, and this one's stopping a lot quicker than previous. Tork trades it out. They've got control of the site, but they're running low on utility right now as TSM come blazing back in. Nicolas cleans up too. It's going to allow the spike to go down, but things are getting dicey as it's 2v2. TSM slowly approaching the site of both players. The jig is now up. TSM blaze in. Nicolas lets clean up 2 more. Cutler, though, sprays down 2 and should get this defuse on in for a first round on the board for TSM. Oh, in there, guts where it's going. Wardell with the operator has to put a stop to this. Ready to peek the first shot. It gets 2! Oh, the double connects. And that's going to give TSM so much time to come back in. First player goes down, but Wardell's on a killing spree here. Takes down a 3rd for the round, looking for the ace. Drops the blade storm, gets a 4th. Can he get the 5th? As it's going to be the Phoenix cowering in spawn here. The operator tastes blood and wants some more here. He's going to take the 1 versus 2, though. And TSM is pushing aggressively to just try and trade this kill out. Wardell with the blade storm. Can he get the 5th? He does! Ace to his name in the first 4 rounds of the game. TSM come clean up 1 more here in the quarterfinal to make the score even. BBG still twiddling their thumbs outside of A.
Yeah, we're getting to the point where BBG needs to be a little bit more decisive. One of the issues that you will run into with Sageless is that when you aren't forcing that aggression forward, your clock is going to not do you any favors. They finally do commit to sight, and it just goes extremely well for them. Cypher of all agents is not the one you want to be trying to solo retake with.
And unsurprisingly, he's going to get shut down for it. TSM 3-3. For the drop is a big question. Absolutely. You know this man is willing to take any aim roll. Does he have the shot, though? He absolutely does. rob-wiz falls. Now he knows the aggression is going to be coming, trying to wait for his teammates to get in. It's going to be Color there just to help him out. Spots the Cypher, gets a flick over onto Nicolas. And that is what they need to close out this round. 1 member remains. Blade Storm popped, but you're not really kicking yourself too much for that one as TSM have bided their time. But will it pay off here? Subroza getting extremely aggressive on the Phoenix. Tries to peek around. Orbital strike down on site. Gives a lot of space to work with. And TSM are more than happy to do exactly that, using these newly created sightlines to push forward. Smoke off short. Take their dual spot. Trying to clutch it out. 1 more member remaining here. Can they get the peek? Absolutely not. Get cleaned up, and TSM and the round 4 members alive. Want to play aggressive, so they start moving fast, but they're getting shut down by TSM around every single corner. If they can pick off Subroza, they might be feeling a little bit better. Drone's gonna take that one out. Going for aggressive flash around the corner here. They've all turned to face. Subroza trades himself out for 1. We don't really have that opportunity to punish. They want to go for those rotates, but they can't. You get away with that in the first, the second round, maybe. But once you start going late here, TSM just out utility you. Oh, there's a player hiding on site. They don't have a clue. They get mowed down 1 at a time by hazed. Up on the box, came up. How many rounds have we seen with TSM still having 4 members alive? Again, getting aggressive, holding his trigger finger for the time being. They don't want to know that he's there yet until Fudd takes his head off his shoulders. Now the aggressive A push can come in. This is what BBG were looking for to make their way in. They can get up onto the high ground here. Take Heaven away as an opportunity. We'll know where the rest of the rotations are coming in. rob-wiz.
Interesting choice out of Tork to use that Sova ultimate prematurely. You typically want to see that used for the late post plant as a defuse denial, but it may not matter here. And it doesn't, as rob-wiz finally finds a round. One of the 2 things I just mentioned out of BBG that a really forward counter-offensive, they're going to push right up to window, and it looks like it'll pay dividends right out of the gate, but then flips on them.
Oh, this is not pretty, Enders. This has been shut down immediately by TSM. Pretty scary number to be at if you're BBG.
Yeah, definitely. I think the intent was really good out of BBG there, but it just flipped on its head so fast. Yeah, TSM playing really akin to the way that BBG did prior, but their slow push yields them far more map control, with drone getting all the way towards defender's spawn, and now they just have entire control of C.
They lost the bike again.
TSM's
just pick it up.
spike placement is so confusing here. We've seen it now twice with very odd placement, very deep in their original lobbies, and this time dropped in garage as there was a preliminary push onto site.
But TSM are going to get that spike down and immediately evacuate into the corners, and this gets a lot harder for BBG.
We finally see a B plant, and I think that the reason we've seen B plants so infrequently this match is because there aren't sages. The sort of default approach to a B plant on Haven obviously being to fast push, plant for mid, and then wall off one of the respective sides covering the remainder. Where they don't have access to sage wall, B is just a three-way clown fiesta where they have to hope that people push into mid willingly and they get to pick them off from window.
Oh, Wardell will get taken out by his own shock dart, though. Drone doing his best to try and hold on to this spike. Oh, the crossfire here in mid is going to make it so hard for payen to push in. BBG goes down 0-1 currently in this best-of-3 quarterfinals. Aggressively into A, not really committing to anything quite yet, though, as TSM have all rotated over. This gets incredibly awkward. The push through bathrooms absolutely mowing down Nicolas and payen. Now back to site, go TSM, and the TP through from BBG sends them into the welcoming arms of Wardell, who needs to shut them down here now. One with the shorty. Does he get the second? No. Spoke himself off, taking so much damage. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge with 5 Ds of dodging these bullets. But he does manage to survive, and with that, Phoenix on the other end, trying to push in the site here. They get a little bit of control with the Cypher, with the Omen. Tork's gonna trade out one, payen another, making numbers dead even here. 2 versus 3 on site. BBG have given themselves a little bit of an advantage, but Subroza and Wardell storming on just as quick as you can say. Clean on up, deny the spike plant, deny the cash, and set themselves up at 3-0.
But then BBG takes their sweet time and allows him to late rotate and them not glean any sort of advantage off of it. Right now, they should be forcing this side as quickly as they can, hoping that they catch TSM before Wardell has established his position.
For a team that likes running Sageless so much, they're fundamentally just that one man, leaving the Jet all to their lonesome, but they've also perfectly predicted the rotation here. Cutler trades out one for himself. They're running low on numbers as the Sova tries to rotate in. Hayes gonna take off Rob with his head, though. Shut this one down, and now BBG out of gas again. Opens things back up, so gives him a little bit of a refuel. Drone shuts him down. How many times am I going to say shut them down? The second they push in, the second they move forward, they're going one at a time.
Again and again, that seems to always swing in TSM's favor.
Oh, he's got no clue.
Oh, no. Oh, no. You hate to see it. Come back with a vengeance.
They got a lot to prove here. Is again, Wardell looks to shut him down. Misses the shot for the first time in God knows how long. But again, Subroza pushing off the back of the aggressive Wardell peak, and they're never ready for it. It's the same play every single round, Anders. They have to give away. Still, however, 4 to go in the half, which means 4 winnable ones. 3 versus 5 is definitely not impossible on the attack. They do get the spike down, but there's 3 TSM players lurking behind them, and they don't have a clue. A's gonna clean up one, but BBG put themselves back up 1 member. But you can tell he wants to push through this. The defuse starting to come out from Wardell, and there's no site control for this. Reyna trying to push in, immediately pulled away by the shock dart. Another one from Drone cleans up. TSM put a 9th on the board. Can't really fault him for it.
I mean, they've got rounds to spare, so I'm sure they can get away with it.
They're looking for that perfect game. Deny the spike plant with the orbital strike now through the wall. Drone's gonna get one. Push in with multiple players, try and trade out. Wardell falls around the other side, though, in U-Haul. 3 versus 3. Now the best round that BBG have put up in the past 40 minutes, it feels like. Members trying to get on top of this spike, but that's going to make it awkward as neither team really wants to be the one to make the first move. TSM finally pushing out up defensive spawn here. Getting caught out immediately on site. Tork gets one kick, another Cutler cleaning him on. 1 member remaining here. It's just a Cypher on point. Cutler going to hold on to that one. payen trades out 1, but Cutler closes it out right. Cypher on Cypher action, but it's TSM taking away the hopes and dreams. Back foot in the first couple rounds on their best map, but feels like the gas is out of the tank here. BBG dropping the Blaze Storm, but not getting aggressive with it until rob-wiz decides to try to dash through that smoke. Now going onto the site here. Gets the shot on the Cutler. Another one onto hazed, and they're feeling pretty good about their odds here. 3 versus 5 for the team up 10-0. Shots through the wall. Drops rob-wiz down to 15 HP. The feeling less and less threatening. What a flick by Wardell to take him out, making the numbers nice, and even in fact TSM putting themselves in the lead. Tork making it 2 versus 2 here. In from bathrooms comes Subroza, trying to clean things up, but the run it back is not going to be punished for doing so. But the spike's still not down here for the attackers. BBG make it 1 versus 2. Wardell, the star player, looking to clutch it out, gets one on a Tork, and he's looking for the dome. Mike.
Rob-wiz finally finding a bit of success with that 2K to open the round, but then Wardell just completely brings it back around.
I would call an incredibly awkward position here, although he hasn't been found out quite yet. Still has the operator, can take out one, can take out another, drops a blaze storm, puts himself now in a good position to shut down this push. Does he push through the smoke is the big question. Absolutely tries to get to the reloading player. Now an operator only in his hands. No scope to be found. And BBG, they do it.
It is trap-wired off, though, so we'll see if he can get this flank off or if he'll be found out. TSM already completely onto site, though. Spike goes down. Rob was slightly backing off his original flank, and 2 others will join him.
This is a great round here for BBG. Is cleaning people up left and right. Looks for another. Shut down by Color. Gets himself 3. Hazed making the numbers even. Nicolas taking him down. Now 1 man versus 2 versus the world. He does not have LOS on the spike either. This feels horrible for him. Not to mention the fact that he has barely any sightlines. He can actually peek, make his way around U-Haul. Just needs a 1 tap, but Tork is going to shut him down immediately. BBG put a 2nd on the board here. For just a quick moment here. But he's holding extremely close around this corner. Rob-wiz, though, with the judge looking to shut things down. No upgraded weaponry for this man. They're going for the bonus round, even this close to match point. Getting aggressive with the judge. 1 through the wall. Can't get a 2nd while he's flashed, but does get the jet on out into the teleporter. Now, though, has to make that long trip around as TSM are going to happily take over the site that was given to him.
Just to make the rotation back to the site for the retake. BBG is looking great for yet another round.
Well, they're not out of the woods quite yet. TSM have the plant. They also have a fantastic position in bathrooms. Remember, you can't wall this off anymore because they're both running Sageless. Gets a spray down onto another drone with 3 kills to his name in the round. Wardell shut down, and finally, Tork can go for the defuse. 1 man left alive. BBG all the way down belong. They know exactly where this push is coming from, and TSM might not be prepared for this flank. Subroza is, though, takes down 1, trades himself out, and now they know what's up. They know this A site is going to be open. They just need to get a hold of that spike and get it down.
Oh no, this was so close to being a really exciting round for BBG. As we had mentioned towards the backside of Haven and in the break, TSM had a really questionable spike placement there down in market. Had BBG committed to a market flank there, they would have had full spike control.
TSM drone opting to use everything in towards the spawn, and we're looking at what might just be a match point for TSM. Wardell finds 1 with the operator. BBG has nothing to do in this round but pray, spraying through the wall for anything, but TSM comes out with 4 still up.
And it seems like BBG is almost actively ceding the site to TSM, playing for retake here. And we immediately kick it off with Subroza picking off payen. It's not what we want to see here for BBG to take us for any further rounds.
Around the heaven, Tork has been relatively quiet in this game. Looking to make a name for himself here in the final rounds, but no, TSM mow him down 1 at a time, and in the blink of an eye, take the map and take the series 2-0.
Okay, I pull up, I'm right at the after bar.